Hi, my name is Koty'Lechae, and I am a graduate occupational therapy student from Chicago State University. This is my sensory project titled Sensory Unlocked, where I will be discussing the benefits of sensory processing and how meaningful sensory experiences support regulation and participation in everyday activities. Today, I'm going to show you some controlled activities where we can stimulate our vestibular system, where it will help increase focus and attention in a safe way. Now, when discussing our proprioceptive system, it's another safety sensory system that tells us where our body is in relation to ourselves, other people, and our environment. The following activities will combine vestibular and proprioception working together. Behind me here, we have our platform swing. Now, getting on and off our platform swing will require a student to coordinate balance, body awareness, and postural control to move their body onto an unstable surface by using both hands, bending their knees, and controlling their weight shift as they slowly lower down onto the platform swing. Once seated, the slow rhythmic movement activates the vestibular system, which sends calming and organizing signals to the nervous system, while the pressure through the hips, legs, and hands activate our proprioceptive system, helping students feel grounded and regulated. While swinging, students can engage in meaningful activities such as using clothespins that you see here, to cross midline while seated or tall kneeling, hitting a balloon back and forth for balloon volleyball, or blowing and popping bubbles to target oral motor and visual tracking skills. These activities combined with the vestibular and proprioceptive input of the swing promote postural stability, bilateral coordination, midline crossing, and sensory regulation. Together, this makes the platform swing a powerful tool for helping students reach a focused and ready state for participation in daily tasks. So, let me show you what taking the clothespins off and tall kneeling crossing midline would look like. Now remember, we want to use both hands as we are bending our knees and slowly lowering down. Now, I am in a tall kneeling position here, and I am enabling my core, engaging my core so that I can feel as stable as I can while in tall kneeling. So, students can keep one hand holding on while they reach to one side, squeeze that clothespin, and then cross over midline and clip it on the other side. They can also rotate with the other hand, crossing midline and clip it to the other side. Another way that students can do this activity would be to grab a clothespin, cross midline, drop it in the bucket, or we can bring the bucket down in front of us, still holding on, taking one clip off, and dropping it down in front of us. Now, this is what the clothespin activity would look like in tall kneeling on the platform swing. If we wanted to sit on the platform swing and do the same activity, we would come to the side here. We would cross one leg over, bring both our hands pushing down on the platform swing, and we could take a seat. We would then bring our leg behind us, cross it over in front of us, and weight shift so that now our weight is centered in the platform swing. Just like before, we can grab a clothespin here, cross over, weight bear through our left hand and arm, and clip the clothespin onto the other side. We can also use our left hand, grab the clothespin, weight bear through our right arm and hand, and clip it to the other side until the activity is complete. Hi there. While on the platform swing, a student can engage in balloon volleyball, which requires the student to visually track the balloon as it moves through the air, time their movements to make contact with the balloon, and generate upper extremity force to hit it back and forth, targeting visual tracking, hand-eye coordination, timing and sequencing, upper extremity range of motion, and postural reactions. The added challenge of maintaining balance and postural control on the moving swing while simultaneously attending to and responding to the balloon makes this a highly therapeutic dual task activity that targets sustained attention, bilateral coordination, core stability, and sensory regulation. Together, the vestibular and proprioceptive input of the platform swing combined with the dynamic demands of a balloon volleyball addresses postural control, upper extremity coordination, sensory processing, and the foundational skills needed for participation in everyday occupations. So, let me show you what that looks like. I am seated on the platform swing. My feet are flat on the floor, and I have both of my hands on the flat on the swing. In the event you don't have anyone to do this with, you can always face a wall and do it that way. But if you have a partner, they can go back and forth with you while hitting the balloon. So, while I'm seated on the balloon, I'm going to step back a little bit and I'm going to start. So, I would throw the balloon at the wall, constantly hitting different angles, visually tracking, making sure everything is in good alignment. My core is tightened. I'm in a mild, light lateral swing going back and forth. And you can complete this activity as much as you like, as many times as you like. And if you would like to upgrade it or downgrade it, you can have the student potentially aim for different targets on the wall. Okay? Another activity that students can do while using the platform swing would be to engage in popping bubbles. This would require the student to visually track the bubbles as they float and move throughout the air, plan and execute precise finger isolation or bilateral hand movements to pop each bubble and sustain attention to the task while managing the sensory input from swinging, targeting visual tracking, hand-eye coordination, finger isolation, fine motor control, midline reaching, and oral motor control if the student is also blowing the bubbles themselves. The added challenge of maintaining postural control and balance on the moving swing while visually tracking and reaching for bubbles in different directions makes this a highly therapeutic activity that targets sustained attention, postural reactions, core stability, and sensory regulation. Together, the vestibular and proprioceptive input of the platform swing combined with the fine motor and visual perception demands of popping bubbles addresses sensory processing, upper extremity coordination, postural control, and the foundational skills needed for participation in daily occupations. So, let me show you what this looks like.